Hey there, I am JB, and for today we're going to build a mega factory which in the end needs to be able to handle a mass production line and have some space for our very first train station. And before we can create all of that good stuff, we're going to need to have a lot of power. And for some of the power, in the last episode we already found some good oil spots right down here. I have noticed that this is a pure node, this is a normal node, and these two are impure nodes. But with these combined we can already create a lot of power. Plus that I have found some extra coal nodes and we have some water right down here. So everything combined is going to give us a lot of power. But of course, before we can actually place down some power, we are going to need to make a foundation for our factory. And as you can see around in this area, we have a lot of space. And what is also nice is that the area over there will lead up to the desert. This area down there will lead up to the corner of the map where we later on can also take some of the resources and transport it right down here. It's actually a very good spot, and I just noticed there is a radiation rock down there. And I'm going to need to keep that in mind, because when I pick up that stuff, it can kill me once it's in my inventory. Now I am going to build the base up from the ground. I want to have it a little bit higher than this hill down here. I'm going to need to keep in mind to have a couple of roads open. I think I want to go all the way to the other side over there and have some nice foundation onto this level here where we can make our coal generators. Alright, very good. So JB, how big does your new base need to be? Yes. I might have gone a little too far, making it look a little bit too fancy, but there is a reason for all of this. It is not done just yet, because certain things I can only add at the moment I know what the size will be and how I'm going to implement it. But let me just quickly show you around. Also, I've made a road all the way towards the ore refinery, but I will show you that at the end of the episode because it's just a little bit of driving. Alright, so once you go down the ramp, on the left and the right side I got some water, and I want to implement some compacted coal generators. So you can understand, I don't know yet how big the setup needs to be in order to finish off the building on these two sides. Once you go around the corner here, you know, you can go onto the land on that side, and also got a little bit of limestone. Also, another good thing is I don't have any power poles inside the base, which makes it look free. Makes it look a little bit different than anything I had before. Now I might need to place a pole because I need to know how much power I got left. I did disconnect the ore refinery, so I got a little bit of extra power in order to set up some new power stations. Which of course we're first going to start off with the oil. Now down here you can go up the ramp towards the cliff side over there, towards the area wherever you need to be. Then right down here you are going to get into the base, and I will just get out of my car to give a better idea of how large this is. Now, like I've said before, it is not finished just yet, so maybe I'll just implement like another room behind this window there for whatever reason need. But that's not going to be too much of a work. So this is the whole design of the base right out here. And yeah, I just made everything closed off. So there are a lot of these guys around just to prevent stuff from spawning in. And I got a lot of space down here. Now I'm not quite sure if I want to, you know, create basic stuff right down here, or that I'm going to need to have another factory right out here. I just have to see what I'm going to place down here and what I'm going to place elsewhere. Because I'm afraid, even though this is very big, not everything is going to fit in. Now down here there is no pillar. I chosen for that because I want to have an amazing view once you stand on top over there. Now down here I found a little surprise. There's like a geyser down here. It's spraying nice and well. It's not showing on the map just yet. I got tons and tons of resources all the way around in the area, which is fantastic. Now down there is an exit towards the, you know, the back of the base, and over here I got an exit so you can go that way, which you need to do on foot. But that way, as you can also see for now, there is not like only like oil related stuff that I'm going to transport towards, you know, out here. I'm not sure how much I can place. I can still expand this area towards that way if I need more of these oil generators. And down here I would like to implement a train station. So I'll make a hole down here, let the train come in, and the train will go right out there towards, you know, whatever it needs to be. And right down here is how it looks onto the backside. And down here I got a ramp type of deal going up all the way up to the top right over there. And I just chosen like the least inclined part so I can just, you know, get up on this side. There's some more space for machinery. And of course right down here is some more space for machinery, and down here there is an exit so you can also go to the cliff if need. Now it took me 6 to 10 hours, I'm not quite sure how much I had to go, you know, get concrete and whatever not from the other base a couple of times. So I'm really going to need to create another outpost, which this was meant to be for that, so I don't have to go all over the place for all kinds of stuff. Now down here it's gonna go up all the way over there, and as you can see I've been placing the radar tower right on top, and right on top there is a pure limestone node, so I could create some more concrete. That's why I already got power onto this spot, and the power is also of course because I don't want to use bio generators in order to start up the oil generator, you know, things like that. Okay, the first truck station, maybe we can just transport, you know, play around a little bit with these trucks. I think it will be a lot of fun. So as you can see, it makes a lot of these, concrete. Yeah, I wanted to say cement. But in this case, what I'm going to do on top here is create 10 of these things. I think I kind of calculate how much this thing can poop out. Apparently, there is also a Mark 5 conveyor belt, because this is the max it can do for reasonable reasons. But putting this all the way to the top creates more than this Mark IV can carry, so I'm going to assume there is another conveyor belt. Now all the way down there I got some more space for, you know, whatever I want to create. And of course indoors I can create like different layers where I can make some stuff onto. Now I've also seen something strange up there. It's like you could go all the way to the top. Now of course, what would be the most rewarding thing? Maybe a purple power slug, or maybe something else like a pure SAM ore node, which I cannot see right now. I'm not quite sure if that would be super important. Basically down here I got access to copper and ingots, iron. It was a fun project to do, and like I said, I just removed that pillar, or didn't place the pillar, so I can create a little bit of an open space. Alright, so the next thing that I would like to do, this is actually the first thing go back up again. And I might need to think of making like a tube elevator all the way towards the tops, because running up here every time or grabbing the vehicle takes a lot of time. The first thing that I actually would like to do is take care for oil production, right? Because we haven't been doing that just yet. And in this case, I'm going to need to grab a couple of bits and pieces, which I am all the way built up to the brim. I'm gonna grab some stuff because I have no idea what I'm exactly going to need. Besides some computers, maybe some rubber. I hope I don't need any plastics because, I don't have any plastics down here. So yeah, oil extractor, don't need any of that stuff. And then, going to have this guy, which also don't need any plastic. It does need rubber, which I have enough of. And then, I'm going to need to have, pipeline number 2 does cost plastic. Oh well. Well, you know what, since I'm going to need to go to the ore refinery, let me just show you a speed up of the new way how to get there. That is not too bad, right? Just very quick, very short, no messing around with where do I need to go and all kinds of stuff in my way. Alright, let's see. Our first fuel generator. That is, it's a big boy. And I would like to place it with its entrance towards the fence. I'm just gonna place it right here for right now. That should be fine. Yeah, that's okay. Alright, let me see this thing. Okay, inset view. That seems logic. It can create 150 megawatts. Of course, we can also, you know, increase the process. Which in this case, we can crank this guy up all the way to 375 megawatts. In this case, I'm not quite sure how much I need for that, which I'm going to need to figure out, right? Gladly, there is enough space here to actually expand that way with another maybe 3 of those. And of course, we also got the other side if need. Now, it is going to be handy to grab some power, which in this case, I don't mind if it goes through the wall, right? I mean, we can imagine it's integrated into the concrete with a nice piece of wire. This case, we're just going to connect it up like that. Connect it up like that. Beautiful. Alright. Now, I actually hope there's enough space for the piping, but, you know, if need, I can change some stuff. I'm going to place this guy, the last part out here. Create one of these. I'm gonna place it a little closer because right down here it makes it into a nice line. And then right down here we can place another one of these guys. I want things to be tightened up as much as possible. So I'm going to place that one there. Let's see, where is that thing at? It's at the front. You know what? That looks perfect. Alright, no power. That's logic. Now there are 2 of these nodes out here somewhere. So I just want to check out with one. What is it going to give, right? And then what I will do off camera is I will think of a plan. I might just grab this one, that one, that one, that one along the way, and then somehow bring it up this way towards this area, and then those ones. I think it would be the best way to do. It's going to take me a lot of work though, but you know, I like it. I like this game a lot. Nothing, but just, you know, be friends. And I guess we just need a oil extractor, right? Extract the oil. Connect this one up to that one, and then we have oil. Now here comes the thing though. I do believe it was saying it can directly out of the building can bring this stuff up to 10 meters. I'm not sure what 10 meters is into this game. Let's just assume that this would be fine. And let's drop it into back there. It's slowly but surely filling up, and I think I've used the wrong piping though. But to crank this up to the max, it can deliver 150 per minute, right? This thing delivers 600 per minute, so that means I can at least attach 4 of these guys to one pipe. Is that the whole idea? Might save up some piping. Inset fuel. Am I doing this the wrong way? Consumes fuel to generate electricity for the power grid. Fuel supply can be automated. Caution, always generate a set clock speed, shut down if not met. Fuel, right? Fuel. I'm being such a dum-dum. Alright, maybe this is just, you know, common knowledge. I have such dum-dum sometimes. Now I understand why there is like this flush system, you know, especially for dum-dums as me. Alright, let's do this the correct way with a refinery between in. We're just going to need to make this stuff. Crank it all the way up. 100 per minute. This one delivers 150 per minute. I see, so need to double this guy up. Oh wait, okay. I'm being a dum-dum. It needs 150, which will be generated, and from 150 it will generate 100. Makes a lot of sense. Now this thing is connected, right? Connected, this thing is full. Thing is not doing a lot. Trying to understand why. Maybe it needs to be connected, like up front. Am I at it again? I'm at it again, ain't I? Black stuff comes out, not purple stuff. So black stuff comes out. There we freaking go. Okay, it delivers 150 black stuff, gets in here, then makes 100 orange stuff, and of course polymer resin, which I can probably use for something else, which is used with water in order to create 2 plastic per minute. Ooh, this game becomes complicated. Yeah, now I get what the problem here is, because I cannot create a continuous flow. That's why the thing warns if there is no continuous flow, it will stop. But what I can also do, and I'm thinking of it for now, alright, later on stuff needs to be different. I could create a sink to create a continuous flow. With that, I should be able to get this power going. What is up with this game, man? Insert field, there is a pipe in here, right? Why is it not doing anything? Because I probably didn't connect it up correctly. I did connect it up, so it's still on crude oil. I need to just delete the whole freaking pipe. Is that a thing? Can the game not think for itself, like, oh, it's empty, you know? Just adjust the recipe. I thought I was a dum-dum. There we freaking go. There we go. Finally. Hey. Okay, so it needs, how can I see that? It needs 30 meter 3 per minute. That's not a lot compared with 100 coming out. Wow. Okay. I can create like tons of power with this stuff. M4. Why is one called M4 and the other meter 3? And that's so confusing. Alright, after thinking for a little while, I have decided to change plans. As you can see, I already got 2 of these guys right down here, and I'm going to add in a lot more of them, because I think if I get all of this fuel into the generators, I'm going to create a ton of power, and I'm going to need to have a ton of space. This is going to take me a little bit of a work, because I'm going to need to calculate a lot. I'm going to need to make a lot of piping, so... Alright, I just want to give you guys a little update. So my first thing to do was to calculate how much total oil I can extract, how much refineries I'm going to need, and how much fuel generators, and it's going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be so much insane that I need to start smaller. Because as you can see, I'm going to need to have 40 fuel generators, and for 40 fuel generators, I'm going to need to have 400 of these heavy modular frames. We're going to need to have 200 more computers, and for whatever reason, I got 5 right now, but I do believe I have like 40 of them. It took me already a long time to get this stuff done. I think I will just have enough of these guys, but not for this project right down here. Let me just show you. So this section right down here is going to give me a max of 600 raw oil per minute, which is enough to transport to one pipe only. This section down here is going to give me 1200 raw oil, which totals it to 1800 raw oil. With that, I'm going to have 12 refineries, and then I will get 1200 fuel out of it. In order to... Then for 1200 fuel to be burned per minute, I'm going to need to have 40 fuel generators. Now the nicest thing is it's going to generate me 15,000 megawatts, which is of course insane. But like I was saying before, trying to get 400 heavy modular frames and 200 computers is going to take me a very long time, since I don't have any automation for that just yet, and I'm also going to have 2000 rubber and a lot of all of these other stuff. So what I'm going to do for now, I'm just going to share up this into 2 projects. This is going to be the first project which I'm going to do for today, and for that I only need like 3 extractors, which give me 600 raw oil. Then I need 4 refineries, which gives me 400 fuel, and then I need 12 fuel generators, which in the end still generates 4,500 megawatts, which in this case would not double my power but would triple my power. And with triple the power, I can do some automation onto the computers and heavy modular frames. I'm really going to need that, and once that is done, I can add in double of what I have right down here. I think that would be a way better idea. And still, to place 12 of these guys on one line is something that is, you know, durable. But to place 40 of these things right down here, man, I'm going to need to make triple layer building for that. And in this case, I do have 50 computers. I'm just short on 10. Like 10 is okay. You know, messing around with this, also really realized that if I'm going to do season 2, things need to be done different, like a lot different, because I don't want this messing around ever again, because it's super annoying. Okay, in this case I'm going to make 20 computers, 60 heavy modular frames, and I get 100 rubber. I should have enough of that stuff anyways. 6900 power. That's very nice, ain't it? So I got the first section up and running, section 1 out of 3 to say. For now, this is something that I can use pretty much in order to continue to make it myself a little bit more easier. Just gonna show you quickly around. So I got these 3 guys right down here. It's going to create 600 raw oil, which will be made in 400 fuel and then get sent out to the spot that I've chosen. It looks all fine, it looks all nice. This is just the way how I have set it up. So one of the impure comes in here, goes in there, and also provide for that one. The other impure comes from there, goes into that one and that one, and then I have one normal node that comes in here and split up into 2 to provide for that one and that one. It is exactly enough for what I need right down here. And then this is how the front looks like. Now it is a little bit messy, but I'm actually happy the way how it looks like, because this gives me, you know, some easy access to walk underneath instead of just have to go over it or slide it or stuff like that. And I also got like the conveyor belt that goes to the sink, and at this moment the sink is completely up and running again. I had to shut down a lot of stuff because the power network actually got shut down when I connected this stuff up to the power network and or the piping. I will have to see and think what am I going to do with all of this stuff. You know, I don't want to send it into the sink, but for now it needs to happen so I can have like a steady flow of fuel. All right, then it's gonna go along this way and it's gonna go along that way. Now I already had in mind for the future that I'm going to have 2 more of these piping sent along that way for section 2, which actually includes 1200 raw oil. So this guy alone does 600, so I'm going to have 2 piping go along the way and then send it out that way. Maybe just have to see, because it's perfect now the way it is, right? I could have had 13.3 fuel generators, but I was like, you know, 12 is just a nice steady thing. And then the 1.3 that is left is just buffer zone, so I don't have to worry. It is just about being filled up. It is just filled up and there is a little bit of extra left, you know, just nicer, right? So it's gonna go along here. Now for the future, one of these pipes is actually gonna need to go straight, because in order to make another section like that, I'm going to need to have space, right? I might have some space right down there for another section, which one of these pipes is gonna go straight and then around the corner that way. It's basically the same as this. To have another section, I have some more space on that side. So then in the end, you're gonna have a lot of power. So this is how it looks in here, right? Just very simple. I tried to go down bit by bit, so it always has like a nice downflow. And then from here, it's gonna go from the top to the bottom. Very simple, very easy. It just, you know, looks good. That's the way it is. Now I had to use all of my power slots because I needed everything for that. For the future upgrades, for the other section that I'm going to make, I'm going to have a lot more power slots, which I hope with the time being that I have the hover jetpack rather than a normal jetpack, because that thing cannot keep me in the air for a long time. Also a couple of other things. Now I've been saying that I wanted to have this base right down here for easy production. That's gonna provide me enough stuff for this area and enough stuff for that area. Now what I eventually would like to do is make minimalistic amount of stuff from the basic things that I already make right down here. I don't need too much. The other stuff though, I'm going to need to have a lot of, which I cannot make here. I'm going to need to make it here, which I'm talking about computers, AI, the circuit boards, heavy modular frame, that kind of stuff. I want to make a big production here. Anything else is going to be minimalistic What I also want to do is make 2 trainways. One trainway will be something that I can control. So if I run out of stuff here and I need a lot more, just take the train, go to the home base number 1, just stack it up with stuff, and then bring everything here and then unload it, and then the AI smart splitter will store everything where it's going to need to be. Like I said, minimal production, so I don't need too much. But what I'm going to keep in mind is I want to store as much stuff as possible. Yes, we're gonna go big. There's one thing down there that is not good. Anything else looks good. So here is the thing. For this project I needed so much concrete that I had to go back to the home base for about 3 times. I had to make another production right down here, and it was still not enough. So that's why I made this. So if I don't use as much concrete, it still will be stacked up a lot, so I can just keep on grabbing and grabbing and grabbing without it going empty too quick. Also, stuff needs to be sent out to other places, right? So what I will eventually do is, for example, maybe this guy right down here, stuff will go out, split up, one goes there, and still have some extra left. It is a bit of a mess, but I'm going to need to renovate the whole map and do everything the correct way. I don't run out of stuff. The main focus for now is going to be keeping up with all the demands that I have for right now before continuing, like be saying, having modular frames, AI, that good stuff. All those things that I'm going to need before, you know, I'm starting to run out, having to sit at a handcrafter, making all that stuff once again for hours upon hours. Why do that if I can make mass production? The only thing that is stopping mass production is power, right? So that is something that I'm also going to focus on, have enough power. Now for all the basic stuff is something that I'm going to focus on the upcoming days when I can. I'm gonna get a little bit busy the upcoming week, or a little bit more AFK, I have to say. The week after that things should be normal. But things like making a couple of rods, making a couple of plates, something I can do off camera. You guys have seen it right now. Very basic. And one thing that I've also been doing is I replaced the glass roof for concrete roof, so I can just do a lot of basic stuff onto this spot right down here. Maybe I'll just expand it to a second floor. I just have to see. I don't want to go too quick anymore. And I might need to renovate some other areas. Speaking about the coal power plant over there, I might need to do something with compacted coal, maybe. So I need lesser coal and can build another power plant, maybe. Alright, because it's going to take a lot of work. So just long story short, before we're going to do object phase 3, which is in the right top of the corner, we're first going to need to make everything operational, get the logistics done, get the train tracks done, and I want to see if I can do something fun with the vehicles. We're going to need to connect up the main base with the ore refinery, with the outpost base, with the ammunition base. You know, certain things that are not connected up right now needs to be connected up first. So we're going to have a lot of fun with playing around with trains and stuff. This area here will be slowly but surely updated. And I guess with that being said, see you guys in the next one. Well, in this case, let me get a whole package of plastic and rubber and or some fuel all the way into the new area.